Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to have videos of the paid request. This time for Andrew. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal, usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Links are in the info box either there or over there. But this is for the 1977 film The Greatest. And I'm sitting there going, well, what is this about? Because I've never really heard of it. But it's a Muhammad Ali biopic that stars Muhammad Ali. And I went, wait, Ali starred in his own biopic? How come I haven't heard of this? I could kind of see why after watching it. It's not awful. I mean, if you're a diehard Ali fan, it's definitely worth a watch. It is for free on YouTube. But it's definitely a vanity project, and it's definitely something that was made because of the success of Rocky. Because Rocky had come out. Let me make sure the year, because I'm bad with years. Yeah, 76. I wanted to double check. So 1976, Rocky comes out. Of course, a year later, another boxing movie. Of course, Rocky, somewhat inspired. Not somewhat, was inspired by a fight that Ali had with Chuck Wepner. And I guess to say, hey, we see the success and the accolades Rocky got. Well, this is going to star a real boxer. Well, the thing is, number one, Stallone may not be a real boxer, but he is a better actor than Ali. Number two, Rocky's a much better film because it has a better flow, has better fluctuation of a story. And this one, it felt like a Cliff Notes version. I remember reading someone say that this felt like if someone took the Wikipedia page of Ali, very, very much truncated it, and just copy-pasted and then went on from there. Because it's from, I guess, when he won the Olympic gold medal to when he fought George Foreman at the Rumble in the Jungle. So the stuff from that time to 77, or even if they start working 76, whatever, they didn't want to include that stuff. It just felt like there's a lot of aspects of Ali's life that they could have included, but they didn't. And considering it's supposed to be a biopic of the guy, it felt like, let's just show some highlights. Just something about the way this is edited. Like the way the story just didn't really flow that well. At least to me. And you have some interesting people in the supporting cast. Obviously because, hey, Ali, get to work with Muhammad Ali. You have Robert Duvall. You got Ernest Borgnine. You got James Earl Jones as Malcolm X. Granted, I don't know if James Earl Jones looks like Malcolm X, but he's playing Malcolm X. They show a younger actor playing Cassius Clay, and him winning the medal. It shows him dealing with racists, dealing with more racists. Someone looks like they believe in him, but they won't let his friend come to eat with them. So he's tired of this and throws his medal off the bridge. Then it cuts to Ali, but Ali is much older, but he's trying to play like his 20-year-old self. So that's a bit weird. It's Muhammad Ali, who I don't know was what, his 30s, 40s, but he's trying to play his version in his 20s. Now again, the beginning portion of the movie is a different actor, but then is Ali, his trainer, is Ernest Borgnine. It shows him trying to get a woman, and these two guys lead him away, and they lead him to look at Malcolm X. And again, it just felt as if it kind of, there was no focus in the story. It kind of just went all over the place in that time frame. To okay, now he's looking at Malcolm X, but then it cuts away, and now it's him trying to rouse and piss off Sonny Liston in this casino, which then Sonny Liston has a gun and shoots, but it's a blank gun. Then, okay, he pisses off Sonny Liston by having a bus outside, which I did like this. He calls, and I will say that is the one aspect I do like about the film, is that Muhammad Ali is playing himself. So to see Ali do this, and how he can turn a phrase, how he can really get riled up, really let that dialogue pop with his energy and good turn of a phrase to rouse someone for a fight. Or he's picked up a woman and she's like, oh, but I'm already going on a date. Oh, come on. I mean, obviously that guy's not as nice as me. He's definitely not as pretty as me. So how about you dump that fool and go on a date with me? But I don't know if you really learn anything from it. That's the thing, it's a biopic. The entertainment is maybe seeing Ali do some of his speeches, but you see that in actual footage. Now maybe in 1977 that was harder to come by. So you did relive him saying this, but him redoing the dialogue. And yeah, this is 1977. This is before you just now go on YouTube and find a Muhammad Ali fight. So if it works up to like the fight with Sonny Liston, it'll cut to archival black and white footage of the actual fight Muhammad Ali has with Sonny Liston or George Foreman later on, or Joe Frazier, or other people. Funny enough, not Chuck Wepner, the guy who knocked him down for a bit, or at least doesn't show that moment. Now, granted, if you've never seen Ali fight, it was cool to see the footage. But granted, you just go on YouTube now and just see the full footage of the fight. Now, granted, maybe that wasn't not the case, of course, in 1977. So at the time, hey, this would be a cool way for our audience to relive those fights, to see these little snippets and these little highlights of these fights. But that's fun to see. Ali doing what he does verbally is nice to see. I just don't think this works as a film. You don't really get that deep into Ali as a person. It's more of a vanity project, so they shy away from the possible warts that the guy may have. The closest you get is the woman he loves. He tells her, why are you wearing that dress? Okay, you letting everybody see you. Well, you got this dress for me. Yeah, I got it for me, not for everyone else to see. I bought you that dress for me to see, not for everyone else. That's like the closest you get. But that's the thing, it'll cut to him pick up this girl, to then Robert Duvall ordering, listen, you're hanging with Malcolm X, you're not supposed to be doing that, you need to get rid of this whole thing with Islam, Ali won't do it, so he's like, fine, I'm not going to fight, then fine, okay, fight, then we will fight, then they do this quick weigh-in, then they cut to archives. And that's what I mean by no flow. Like, a flow is, okay, if we're building up to the fight with Sonny Liston, or the fight with Joe Frazier, I'd be like, okay, the step-by-step of getting the fight together, and then I'm bouncing back and forth with you, and then maybe walking to the ring, and you reintroduce how Ali was before the fight. What was he saying stuff to, in this case, Ernest Bernheim, but was he saying stuff before the fight? Preparing when he's going up to the ring to get in the fight. Preparing the fight. Maybe reenact the fight with Sonny Liston. Reenact it, instead of just using archive footage. But it's like they cut a lot of the in-between stuff. It's like, no, we want to show the highlights, so here with the highlights, but you don't get much of the meat of the matter, so to speak. Here's the meal. Here's just the spices. Okay, the spices are good, but where's the actual palate there? The meat. The I'm having dinner. Where's the actual dinner? Not just the spices taste good, but where's the rest of it? They mention about how he didn't want to go into the draft and he refused, and how he may go to prison. And he's like, why do I want to go there? The Viet Cong, they never called me the N word. They never did this to me. They didn't do anything to me. You guys have done that to me. Which I can't really blame his logic on that. Like, people in America, they don't give them the right to do this, this, and this. It's like, I can't go into certain bathrooms and I can't go into certain restaurants. But you want me to fight for freedom? Freedom to what? To come back and still not go into those restaurants and still not go into those fountains and still not go. So I don't really blame his logic. His logic made perfect sense to me. But that's the thing. While it's nice to see Ali still in his prime before the Parkinson's really took it to him much later in life, starting the 80s onward, especially in that era afterward. I mean, I hate to say it, it'd be better just watch the movie Ali with Will Smith. How do you feel about Will Smith? Will Smith did a good job acting wise, and that does work better as a film, as a story telling the. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a better job telling a story compared to this. There's a bit with Joe Frazier that he gets to fight with him and loses the fight. There's a few bits with Ernest Borgnine saying he should quit. He should quit. There's a bit where I guess Ali got his jaw jacked up and cracking, like he heard cracking. So there was worry if he may not fight again. But then they don't really delve into the worry of he may not fight again. They don't really delve into that. They don't go deep with that. They don't go any amount of depth into that. Unlike, say, Rocky, or even Rocky 2, with the bit with his eye. And Mickey's like, I could do that. Imagine what he could do. And the bit with Rocky with Adrian, and she's in her coma after the baby. Like, because it's an actual story that's moving in this pace that works for a film, that works for telling a story in a cinematic way. And I don't think this does that very well. It just kind of. And I don't know how else to word it. I know I'm doing a bad job wording it, but I don't know how else to word it. If you want to see Ali playing as himself, it's interesting to watch that. So I'm glad I saw this once. If you want to see some highlights of his fights interspersed in there, you do get to see that. But I mean, it would have been nice to see scenes between him and Foreman, George Foreman, whether in the weigh-in or before the fight, or if they had any back and forth face-to-face, or even afterward, after the fight. No, you don't really have any of that. And the song that's the lead song felt a bit weird to be used in this movie. Who sang the song? The Greatest Love of All. Well, actually, no. Yeah, The Greatest Love of All, George Benson. I'm like, I don't think that's a bad song. I don't know if it's works with this. Just like they try to throw in that love story like it's Rocky, and that falls flat on his face. incredibly so. And that's the thing, like, even though Ali is a real guy and this is his real story, it still tries to come off as like a Rocky knockoff. I know that sounds weird, but that's kind of what it does, and it just comes off as kind of a mediocre Rocky knockoff, if that's the case. As weird as that sounds. So again, I like Ali. I like Muhammad Ali. You get to see him do some of his speeches, some of his talk. You get to see some highlights in his fights. It's definitely an interesting curiosity that I'm surprised is not as well. It's not more well known just on a curiosity factor. And again, the fact you got Robert Duvall, you got James Earl Jones as Malcolm X, who's in a couple scenes. But then, like, even Malcolm X disappears. And it's like, okay, well, like, when did Malcolm X pass away? (1965). The movie doesn't touch on that. You would think, oh, well, how did he feel? Like, what was his reaction? How did it play out when he found out Malcolm X passed away in 1965? They don't go into that at all. They spend this time with Ali being a big fan of Malcolm X, them talking, seem like they're friends. You think you would include the moment where he found out his friend died? This guy who obviously is very partial to the fact that he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali and Islam and all this stuff. Or what was the one... Like, some interesting bits would have been... What year was this in? Okay, like, this came out in 1977. Whether, the idea that there was going to be a fight between Muhammad Ali and the Japanese professional wrestler Antonio Inoki. Now, granted, it didn't end well and was very, very critical. So, again, that's why they didn't put it in, because it was considered one of the most embarrassing moments of the careers of both Ali and, among others. Like, that right there sounds like it would be much more of an interesting bit to go into than anything in this movie. Now, I could just read the Wikipedia page and people done videos on it, but, like, that could be an interesting, like, how did that come about to begin with? And what happened during it? And what was your thought process during it? But no. And that's what I mean, like, more thoughts on that, more of his point of view, other than maybe the highlights you've heard multiple times through various interviews or whatever. Why he did not go into the draft, why he changed to Islam, why he changed his name. Like, that's really some of the only stuff he goes into that most people are already going to know, even before they saw this in 77, let alone watch it today. So, like I said, it's a curiosity piece, interesting curiosity piece. Not something I would ever see again, but, it is what it is. With that said, thanks for watching, and we'll take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.